happened on the boat? A little bird came and sat on this hill of the boat, and then the bird flew down, dipped its beak into the water, and flew back up with one drop of water inside the mouth. Khidir alayhi salam points to the bird and he says to him, Musa, the knowledge that you have plus the knowledge that I have, when compared to his knowledge, is like the one drop of water in the beak of the bird when compared to this vast ocean of water. That is the first lesson to teach the one-eyed man. And then three events occur. First of all, Khidir alayhi salatu wasalam takes a rod and he scuttles the boat, breaks the bottom of the boat. And Musa alayhi salam is quite annoyed. Why do you do such a wicked thing? And then secondly, when they get off the boat, they come across a boy, and Khidir alayhi salam kills the boy. And now Musa alayhi salam is more than just angry, because he remembers that he accidentally killed the man in Egypt, and what suffering he suffered because of it. So he's very angry now. He's demanding an explanation. Why did you do this? This boy is innocent. And then they came to a town which was very inhospitable, would not offer any hospitality, very much like Lower Manhattan. And not even if they're prepared to pay for it, these people would not show hospitality to Khidir alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam. Probably think they're terrorists. But there's a wall which someone had constructed. And this wall was crumbling. And Khidir alayhi salam, from his own pocket, he pays for the wall to be rebuilt. And Musa can't understand. Why would you pay to do this in a town which does not show even elementary hospitality? You could at least demand a refund of the amount that you have spent. What is important about these three events is that on each occasion, Musa alayhi salam formed his judgment based on external observation. External observation and rational analysis. And yet, on all three occasions, he was wrong. Surah al-kahfi is knocking at your hearts, warning you, Singapore, that in the age of Dajjal, if you depend only on your external observation and rational investigations to formulate your judgment, you will be wrong. Why? Because Dajjal comes with two things: a river and a fire. But his river is a fire, and his fire is the cool waters of a river, said the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. In other words, that appearance and reality will be completely different from each other in the age of Dajjal. It looks good, but it ain't good. It's dangerous. It looks bad, but the reality is different. It is good. Just like durian. You don't judge a durian by the external smell. Huh? You judge the durian by the internal taste. The external smell belongs to hell. Although some people would disagree with me. But internal taste belongs to heaven, although some people might also disagree with me. Anyhow. In the age of Dajjal, appearance and reality are going to be completely different from each other. And so if judgment is based on external observation and rational inquiry alone, you're going to be wrong. And you'll pay a terrible price for your wrong judgment. Khidir alayhi salam explains, he says, this boat, what appeared to you to be bad was actually good. There is a king, a government which is coming, seizing people's property. And they're going to be seizing this boat. By scuttling the boat, damaging it, I saved the boat. So when the king is gone, then the poor fishermen can repair their boat. It looked bad to you, but actually, I did them a favor. This little boy, you sometimes plant a seed, and you get a rose. And sometimes you plant a seed, and you get a scorpion. So when you sleep with your wife, make dua, oh Allah, this seed which I plant, grant that it may grow into something good and beautiful. Ameen. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. So this child was destined to grow into such a devil that his parents' faith would have been threatened. And by killing the child and praying to Allah to send them another child who would be qurratu a'yun for them, I was doing something good for them, but you couldn't see that. And this wall, you see this town? In this town there was a mu'min, a believer, who was dying. He had 2 little children. Orphans, they're going to be orphans. And he had some money. But just like Lower Manhattan, he couldn't find a single person he could trust. None. Who can I give this money to? And ask them, please keep it until my children grow up. You can't trust a single person in that town. Is Singapore like that? So what he did was he had to dig a hole. Because he couldn't trust anybody. And bury the money. If you want to do that, make sure nobody's looking. And then having buried the money, he then built a wall and prayed to Allah that when his children grow up, that Allah will guide them to the money. And since the wall was crumbling, my Lord instructed me to do this, Musa alayhi salam. And so knowledge can come from above, and instructions can come from above, and guidance can come from above. But Uncle Sam doesn't believe that. What we are introduced to here is a branch of knowledge which is called epistemology. What is knowledge? Is it possible for us to acquire knowledge? And how is knowledge acquired? The Quran teaches us, if you acquire knowledge, that knowledge wherein there is no doubt never becomes obsolete, like the computer from 10 years ago. كلا لو تعلمون اليقين. If you had that knowledge which is born of certainty, knowledge which comes